Hi friends, welcome to this video on the Dashamsha, the D10 chart of your horoscope. Now you know about the Lagna chart. So if you don't know what is the D10 chart, it is a chart of your career, profession, your karma, your public reputation, social image also. So this chart, you will be able to have access to your D10 chart. You go to any software. If you're using, if you want it on your mobile phone, you can download the Astrology app. Or if you're using PC, computer, you can, get it from the Jagannath Hora software. So get your D10 chart, which is the chart of your career. That chart will give you details regarding your career. What kind of career path you're going to actually follow in this life. So friends, the D10 chart is very significant, the chart of career. D10, because the 10th house is the house of career in the Lagna chart also, we know. So now find out, look at the 10th house of your D10 chart, the 10th house. And what zodiac sign do you have in the 10th house of your D10 chart? From Aries to Pisces, we know there are 12 zodiac signs. Which sign is there in the 10th house of your D10 chart? That sign is going to be very significant for your profession, for your career. How? We will discuss that. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. Hit the all notification bell so that you don't miss any video on astrology. So friends, let's get started. And so the D10 chart. Again, the D10 chart has 12 houses. So look at the 10th house, which is the house of your career, also in the D10 chart specifically. What will happen if you have the sign of Aries in the first house of your D10 chart? Aries is connected to Mars. It is ruled by Mars and Sun exalts in Aries. So we know it is heavily, that is the, natural signification of, that is how Aries, we know the sign of Aries, the fire sign. It is a fire sign, it's a movable fire, it's a cardinal fire sign. And Aries is always part of the Dharma trine, the trine of Dharma, duty, even knowledge. So also Aries, the symbol of Aries is that of the ram, the male sheep, which is known for its vitality, passion, energy, being active. So Aries will now stand for all of that. When you have the sign of Aries in your 10th house, you will be very much enthusiastic about your profession, about your career. You will really want to create something of your own. You can be very innovative, creative, original. You can do very well in any business also. You have entrepreneurship skills also. You want to create something of your own. You want to work self-dependently. Means you don't want to depend on others. Even if you're doing some job, you always want to do some independent venture. You could be into administration. You could be in top ranks in the administration sector. You could be into sports. You could also be into engineering. You could also be into occult. Even any independent counseling, which could also be psychology, psychological counseling. Various professions can be linked to Aries. It can be linked to technology, as I told you, and being very creative in whichever field you are. Your power of intuition can be good, very good. You will become successful in your profession if you always seek knowledge. You have to be a learner forever. Go on seeking knowledge, and you will do well in your profession. And all these things you have to remember if you have Aries. Also, you should do your work ethically. Okay? Ethical responsibility towards your profession, career, accountability. These qualities will take you a long way in life and will make you successful. Now, you have to remember that you have to be a seeker of knowledge, use your creativity, intuition, come up with your original thoughts, ideas. Alright, remain dedicated to your work, be structured also, be disciplined about your work. Okay? Work with a sense of ethics and morality. Then you will get wonderful results. And you can be very passionate about your work, very enthusiastic. Again, look at how Mars is placed in your chart. So, if Mars is well placed, then even if there are changes in your job, you will enjoy those changes and positive changes can happen, and you will move towards growth and expansion, and there'll be positive transformation. But if Mars is afflicted, not well placed, then there'll be unwanted changes, terminations in job. Lots of problems and upheavals in job can also be there. Then you need to do the remedies for Mars. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign. What will happen if you have the sign of Taurus in the second house, in the 10th house of your D10 chart? Taurus is earth sign. It is fixed earth. Taurus is part of the earth trine, the trine of materialistic pursuits. The symbol of Taurus is that of the bull that is known for its focus, dedication, being goal-oriented, hardworking. And Taurus is now in the 10th house of your horoscope. If you are hardworking, if you are goal-oriented, if you are practical, grounded, methodical, structured, disciplined, calculating in your approach towards work, you will become successful. You have to be goal-oriented when you have Taurus in the 10th house of your D10. You have to set goals for yourself. And in order to reach them, you have to work hard. There's no other alternative to hard work. That's what you know. If you adopt this sort of an approach towards work, you will be successful in your career. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Find out how Venus is placed in your D10, even D1 chart. Moon also exalts in Taurus. Find out how Moon and Venus are placed in your horoscope. D10, D1. You could be into any creative field, any field of creativity. You could be into the occult. That's possible. You can have a lot of desire to explore whatever is hidden, mysterious, secretive. So you may be interested in occult knowledge, mysterious knowledge, anything, any sort of knowledge which is hidden, secretive, or even mystical. Then you have Taurus. You could be into family business. Your work may be connected to the finance sector. So all these things. Your work may involve some sort of travel. It's possible. Your work could be connected to real estate. That is also possible. You will become successful in your profession if you are dedicated, determined, goal-oriented, structured in your approach to work. So all these things we can say about Taurus. So you need to make use of your intuition, make use of your creative skills. Creative skills or artistic abilities, if you have, make use of them. So your profession could be connected to that, or it could be connected to, as I said, finance sector, banking, or it could be connected to your family business and so on. So all these things we can say if you have Taurus. Find out how Venus is placed in your horoscope, D10 and D1. So yeah, whatever professions are connected to Venus, beauty, cosmetics, interior decoration, designing, all these things also can fall within the purview of Taurus. So yeah, beauty, fashion and so on also. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, which is Gemini. Gemini is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires, ambition. You will get good results in your profession if you're ambitious towards your work. You have to be really ambitious. You have to keep that desire of, gaining success, prosperity in life. Keep that desire burning within you. Keep it alive. Then you will become successful in your profession if you have Gemini in the 10th house of your D10. Gemini is represented by the twins, the symbol of Gemini, the talkative twins. They also stand for sibling affection or connections. So somehow your profession may be, somehow your younger sibling may be involved in your profession. Younger sibling or some cousin or some friend may be involved with you in the profession, or you may have to undertake short distance travels because of your profession. Your profession may be connected to communication skills or any sort of skills which involves the use of hands, handicrafts or painting, sculpting, etc. So profession may be connected to any sort of creative or artistic abilities, artistic skills also, including communication skills. You could be a great writer, journalist, you could be in the media industry, you could be a commission agent, you could be into any sort of business because Gemini gives you great business acumen. You could be into two sorts of professions, or you may have two different sources of income, because Gemini also stands for multiplicity and duality. So you may be involved in two different sorts of profession, one main profession, one subsidiary profession. That is also possible. You may be involved in trading. You may have to rely on daily income from your business. So you could be an agent, any sort of agent into commission business and all that also. You could be into networking, means somehow you could be connected to technology also, because Gemini is also connected to Mercury, and in the third house of the Kalpurusha, where you have Gemini, there you have Mercury and also Mars's influence. So you could be into any sort of technology, communication technology, information technology, any sort of technology, communication skills, counseling, teaching. You could be in the field of education. Whatever be your field of work, job or business, you need to actually gain knowledge, use your intelligence, enhance your skills. You need to make efforts. You need to really work hard so that you can fulfill your goals, your desires and your ambition in life. That's what you have to remember when you have Gemini. Gemini is connected to Mercury. Mercury can be connected to a whole lot of professions. Even the finance sector, to Mercury and Mars which are in the Kalpurusha third house, where you have Gemini. So your profession could be connected to technology. Also, your profession, you have Mercury there. Mercury Mars is somehow connected to the third house, Gemini energy. Third house of the Kalpurusha, I mean, where you have Gemini. So your profession could also be connected to occult. You could be into any sort of counseling. So you could be in the field of occult, or in any other field. You could be any sort of counseling, even psychology for that matter. Psychological counseling, astrological counseling, any sort of counseling, or teaching. You may be in the field of teaching, and so on. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, which is Cancer. What will happen when you have Cancer in the 10th house of your D10? Cancer is part of the Moksha trine. It is a water sign, and Cancer is signified by the crab. The crab loves its home, its privacy. So you want to work in peace, in a peaceful environment. You may work from home, or wherever you work, you want that place to be comfortable and peaceful for you. Okay? You can be emotionally connected to your profession. You need to make use of your intuition in your profession. Intuition and knowledge also, because Jupiter exalts in Cancer. Find out how Moon and Jupiter are placed in your chart. If they're more or less well placed in D10 and D1, you will get wonderful results. You can gain in-depth knowledge in any field of study. Cancer is a sign which shows going to the depth of things. That is why it is part of the Moksha trine. Going to the depth of things, gaining deep knowledge regarding things, deep understanding, deep realization. It is also connected to, this sign can be connected to spiritual practices also, to occult practices again, to healing practices, even to psychology. Now, Cancer can also be connected to combining your artistic abilities with technology. That's what I have seen. When you have Cancer in the 10th house of your D10, you could be into designing and software technology. You are into technology, but you are into designing, because Cancer makes you creative. And Cancer can also be somehow connected to going to the depth of things, so it can also be connected to technology. So all these things we can say about Cancer. Your profession may require you to travel. That's possible. Your profession may be connected to real estate industry. It may be connected to the not just real estate, even food industry, real estate, travel and tourism. Okay, travel, hospitality industry. So all these things we can say about Cancer. So you will get good results when you go to the depth of things, analyze things properly, you try to acquire deep knowledge. And when you also have compassion towards others, then you will get wonderful results when you have Cancer in the 10th house. So 10th house is also the house of your public image. So you need to be genuinely concerned about people also with whom you work. Maintain good relationship with them. There's no need to maintain personal relationship. Don't maintain personal relationship with people in your professional sphere. Don't do that. But you need to be merciful. You need to be compassionate towards them. That's it. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign What will happen if you have the sign of Leo? Leo is part of the Dharma trine. You will get good results in your profession if you have Leo in the 10th house of your D10. If you are a knowledge seeker, Leo is fire sign and it is fixed fire. So you need to be very determined to gain knowledge. Do not compromise on your moral principles, on your ethics. Stick to the path of morality. Go on gaining knowledge. That is very important. If Sun is well placed, Leo is ruled by Sun. If it is well placed in your chart, then definitely even Sun and Jupiter, both you have to find out if they are more or less well placed. You will be a seeker of knowledge. Okay? And your knowledge will enable you to become successful in your profession. So, intuition. Profession may also be connected to the use of intuition. So you could be into counseling, healing, even occult. Because Sun and Jupiter, they're also somehow connected to the Leo energy, which falls in the fifth house of the Kalpurusha horoscope. You may require to travel also because of your profession sometimes. You will want to bring about a positive change in your life because of your profession. Leo is the lion. So even if you're into job, you may be into government job also, or you may work with big organizations, but you will always have a desire to do something of your own independently. So consider doing that because you want independence, freedom. You want to showcase your creativity, your artistic abilities. And you can be very creative. You can have artistic abilities, great intuition. You could be into speculative business, or you could be in the entertainment industry. You could be an artist. Any creative person you can be. Somebody who's a creator, someone who has creative abilities. So all these things we can say about Leo in the 10th house. Leo is also connected to Sun, so it can be connected to any field of knowledge. When you're gaining knowledge in any field, whether it is the field of medical science, whether it is the field of astrology, it's all about gaining knowledge. If you gain knowledge, you will get wonderful results in your profession and you will become very successful. You will be able to win name, fame and recognition also in this life. Fire sign, fixed fire. So be very determined that I have to gain knowledge. I have to make a difference. I have to bring about a positive change in my life. So you will love to work independently also. So you could be into independent counseling and etc. An independent consultant you can be, or even healer, artist, or you could be into any sort of, you could be connected to some big organization, even government sectors. Alright, now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, Virgo. When you have Virgo in the 10th house of your D10, Virgo is part of the Earth trine, the trine of hard work, focus, being goal-oriented, structured, meticulous about details, and so on. If you're calculating, detail-oriented, goal-oriented, hard-working, structured, methodical, disciplined in your approach to work, you will get wonderful results. You really have to be very hardworking if you want to see growth in your business or in your job. You may be into some job sector because Virgo is the sign of routine, So you may be doing any sort of work on a routine basis. That's possible. So you may be into any sort of job, or you could be in the healthcare industry. You could also be into sports. You could also be into healing and occult. Virgo is also connected to all of that. You could be into any sort of profession which requires analytical skills. So Virgo, for that matter, is also connected to technology, because Virgo in the 6th house of the Kalpurusha. So 6th house is influenced by not just Mercury but also Mars and Saturn. So you could be into any field of technology also. So all these various professions, but whatever be your profession, you could be interested in social service later on. You could be a veterinary doctor. You may fight against cruelty done to animals. So you could be into social service. Now, whatever be your profession, you will get good results if you're systematic and methodical in your approach to work. Virgo is also the sign of obstacles. So initially you may have to overcome certain obstacles that may come along your way. You will get good results if your profession is connected to the healthcare sector, or if it is connected to healing, technology, occult, even psychology, and so on. So yeah, Virgo is dual sign. It is earth sign, but it is dual or mutable. So people who have Virgo in the 10th house of their D10, they are very determined to achieve their goals. They're very grounded, practical, because earth sign. But they are also a little flexible because it's a dual sign. So they know how to adjust to the circumstances also. So because there is a certain duality in the sign of Virgo, so you cannot typecast such people. You don't know what they are capable of. They may come across as someone who's very calculating, who's very boring, who only knows to work. They may come across as such a person, but you never know. They can also have great creativity, because Virgo is a sign of duality. Okay? So, on the one hand, they can be very practical. On the other hand, they can also have high goals and certain ideals which they have set for themselves. You never know, because there is duality in Virgo. It's not easy to understand their approach to work. When someone has Virgo in the 10th house of their D10, so what exact approach they have towards their work and what they can come up with, not easy to understand, because it's a dual sign. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, Libra. Libra is signified by the balance. Okay? The balance or a set of scales which we find in the marketplace, or which the Lady of Justice carries we find the Lady of Justice carrying that set of scales or balance. We find that image or that portrait or that statue in any law court, any court of law. We will find that. So Libra is all about balance, harmony. Libra is a sign where Venus is sign ruled by Venus and Saturn exalts. So find out how Venus and Saturn are placed in your horoscope. That's very important. So if they are more or less well placed in your D10 and D1, you will get good results, which I'm going to mention now. Otherwise, again, there can be problems. Definitely. Means obstacles you will encounter if, again, Venus and Saturn are not well placed. You need to do remedies then. So what will happen now? You have Libra in the 10th house of your D10. Libra is air sign, the sign of intelligence, great ideas, great analytical skills also. Now, it is cardinal air sign, movable air sign. So you may travel because of your profession. Possible. Your profession may be connected to some foreign based company. You may be serving foreign clients. If that is the case, you will get good results. Or you may have to travel because of your profession. You may be into counseling, any sort of counseling. Virgo is the sign which shows your interaction with the world. So any sort of profession which involves a lot of interaction with people. So it is not just counseling but also teaching, because even in the teaching profession you have to interact with so many students, so many people. So I have seen Libra is also strongly connected to not just counseling but teaching. Even the profession of law is connected to Libra. You could be an advocate, you could be a judge. Profession of law is connected to Libra because Libra is a sign of justice and harmony and balance. Libra is also connected to trading, business, to independent business, any sort of business which you want to do. Libra is connected to any sort of trading. You want to get into trading, maybe any sort of trading. It's connected to that. So all these things we can say about Libra. Your spouse may be somehow involved in your profession. Or you may work in partnership with your spouse in your business. Alright. Or maybe somehow your spouse can help you in your work. That's also possible. Libra is a sign of partnership business, independent business, counseling. Even it could be connected to trading, which I mentioned. Whatever be your profession or career, you need to be ambitious. Libra is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires, material desires. So you need to be very ambitious. You need to really work, towards fulfilling your ambition in life. You need to keep that fire of ambition alive within you. And you need to make efforts to fulfill your ambition so that you can achieve your goals and desires and you can fulfill your ambition and all your wishes in life. So Libra in the 10th house of D10, you will have a lot of expectations, a lot of dreams. You will want your profession to reach to a certain height, to a certain level and to certain heights, and you have a lot of expectations. This happens because Libra is part of the Kama trine. But for that you need to work hard. That is why I find out how Saturn and Venus are placed. You have to work hard. Then all your wishes will be fulfilled or granted. So yeah, all these things we can say when Libra is in the 10th house of your D10. Yes, you could be a liaison person. Liaison. That is, you could be a connecting bridge or link between two different organizations or two different people or celebrities or one person and another organization. You may want, somehow enable them to come together, have a meeting. So you may arrange meetings for people. That is also possible. So you may be into conflict resolution. So or negotiation. You may be, that is why I said the field of law. Okay, law, business. Libra involves contracts, deals, bonds, legal documents and all that. So field of business, field of law, all that, they are connected to Libra. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, Scorpio. Scorpio is part of the moksha trine, again going to the depth of things, analyzing things, doing research, investigation. Occult is connected to Scorpio. Psychology, psychological counseling, mental health counseling is also connected to Scorpio. Any sort of counseling for that matter, healing practices are also connected to Scorpio. Spiritual practices, yoga, meditation, connected to Scorpio. Scorpio is water sign, fixed water. So such people, they can be very intuitive, very creative. They can have in-depth knowledge of things, in-depth understanding of things, and when they set their mind to something, that I have to achieve this, I have to gain in-depth knowledge, and I have to move towards this field. So then they will be passionate about that field also. Because Scorpio shows passionate energy, deep-rooted, passionate energy is connected to Scorpio. And they will not, once they find their purpose, their goal or their professional goal, or once they figure out what should be their line of profession, there's no looking back for them. They will go to the depth of things, analyze everything, research everything, and they will come up with wonderful results, and they'll be able to help others out, share their knowledge. So you could be into research, investigation, any sort of innovation, technology. You may do investigation, research, and then come up with something which is, you may be into any sort of, that is why this is connected to being in, you could be a scientist, come up with some new invention, discovery which can help people out now. So that is Scorpio, going to the depth of things and coming up with knowledge and sharing that knowledge. Scorpio is also the sign of obstacles, yes. So initially in life you may encounter certain obstacles, or you may not know exactly. You may be into a certain line of profession and you may encounter a lot of problems, obstacles or challenges there, because that is not where you belong actually. So once you figure out what you have to do in life, and that you will be able to figure out once you move into that self-introspection mode. You have to go deep within yourself and find out what you actually want to do in life. What is your soul purpose, or what actually is your life purpose? Once you figure that out regarding your career or work, then you will be totally dedicated towards your work and there is no looking back. Alright, it is part of the moksha trine, so you need to be compassionate to others, with whomever you deal, because you could be into healing practices, into counseling, even psychological counseling or astrological counseling. You could be a tarot reader, you could be any sort of occultist, healer, a spiritual guide. You may teach people how to meditate and so on. So you need to be compassionate, merciful, empathetic towards people. And then you need to feel their pain. Only then you can serve them, help them better. Alright. So that is Scorpio. Because you have gone through your own share of hardships, challenges, struggles and problems, pain, everything. So now, and you've faced all of that in your field of profession also, maybe, because Scorpio is transformation. After going through all of that, maybe finally you will see real transformation in your professional life. So you have been through all of that. So now you are in the best position to guide others and show them the path. That is why this is a wonderful position for being an occultist, counselor, healer. Or you could be into technology, research, investigation. You could also be in the field of law, even medical science, surgery. You could be into underground mining, whatever is hidden, mysterious, secretive, unknown, occult, that is Scorpio. You could be into insurance, into the insurance sector. You could be into investments, stocks and shares also. Any sort of profession which is connected to investments, investment banking, financial sector, finance sector, but connected with investments. That is Scorpio. Chartered accountancy, audit, all that is also connected to Scorpio. So yeah, all these things we can say about Scorpio. You are very intuitive, very creative. You have that ability to go to the depth of things and gain knowledge. So keep up that spirit. Now let's move on to what will happen when you have the sign of Sagittarius in the 10th house of your D10. Sagittarius is a fire sign, mutable fire. So it is not very easy to understand what such people, what approach they have towards their work. On the one hand, they seem to be very large-hearted, broad-minded. They always look at the bigger picture. They have great goals and so on. On the other hand, at times they can be very meticulous also. It's very difficult to grasp what actually is their approach to work. At times they could be worried about minute details also. That's possible. Because Sagittarius is a sign of duality. They could be very focused on their work. They have set goals for themselves. They're optimistically moving towards those goals. And they're bent upon achieving them no matter what. But again, at times, they may have that desire to explore other fields of work. They may have certain other interests also. So maybe they're also investing their time and energy in doing something else also. You see that they are chasing their goals, their targets and everything, and they're so determined to achieve their goals, and they don't know anything else besides that. You may think that way, but that may not be the truth. In reality, they may also be interested in something else about which you don't know. That is duality. Sagittarius is a dual, mutable fire sign. So what actually they're doing in their field of work could be shrouded in some sort of mystery also. Because this is a dual sign. The symbol of Sagittarius is that of the centaur pointing its arrow towards the boundless infinite sky. And look at the symbol itself. It is half human, half beast, the centaur. Half human, half horse. So very difficult to understand the Sagittarius mindset or approach towards work. But wonderful results they will get if Jupiter is well placed in the chart. Jupiter is the sign, is the planet of knowledge, wisdom, balanced sense of judgment, deep knowledge. Now, if Jupiter is well placed in their chart, also find out how Sun is placed, because in the Kalpurusha 9th house you have Sagittarius. So in that 9th house, somehow Jupiter, Sun are both associated. So find out how Sun is placed. If Jupiter and Sun are more or less okay in D1 and D10, you will get wonderful results. Such people can be great counselors, teachers. They may be into any sort of job, but they will want to do something of their own because they love their independence in their work. So in their work front, they want to have independence also. So they will, even if they're doing some job, they will have a desire to do something of their own, some independent venture. I always keep getting certain comments. What will happen if, ma'am, you have told that if they are well placed, you will get these results. If they are not well placed, I don't know, I get such comments. This is common sense. If they are not well placed, means there will be obstacles on the path. More or less well placed means you will get these results which I am discussing. If they are not well placed, means afflicted, then obstacles will come. You will have to overcome them. You have to do remedies. So yeah. So Sagittarius, your profession could be connected to traveling, even foreign travel. It could be connected to the travel industry, travel and tourism industry. Your profession could be connected to teaching. You could be a professor, teacher. You could be a healer, again, because Sun and Jupiter. You could be into astrological healing, astrological counseling. Any sort of independent counselor you can be. Okay? Any sort of independent counselor, whether it is psychological counseling, whether it is astrology, whether it is, you could be an advisor, any sort of advisor you can be. Any kind of counselor. Alright. You can be a legal advisor, even a financial advisor. Advisor that is connected to Jupiter and Sagittarius. So, all these things we can say about Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have to, in the 10th house of your D10, you have to be a seeker of knowledge throughout your life. You have to really focus on knowledge. Alright? So, you have to go on upgrading your knowledge. You have to gain more and more knowledge and wisdom. And then you will get wonderful results. Be a seeker of knowledge. Adopt the path of morality. Morality and ethics. Sticking to that path of morality is very important for growth and expansion in your profession. So if Jupiter is well placed, even Sun, your profession can make you fortunate in due course of time. You could see a lot of growth, expansion in life because of your profession. Whatever be your career, whether job or business, you will be somebody who is very dutiful, who is very accountable as an employee or as a career person. Very faithful to your work. Means you will believe in work ethics, you will believe in ethics, morality, your principles. You will never compromise on them if Jupiter and Sun are well placed. So you can be very optimistic regarding your goals that you set in your work life. You will be an adventurer also. As I told you, people who have Sagittarius in the 10th house of D10, they explore, keep on exploring other fields also. They may be into a certain field of work, but they have a desire to explore certain other fields of work also. They want to explore because they are so thirsty for knowledge. Sagittarius in the 10th house of D10, you can be a risk taker also. You may want to take some risk because you're so optimistic that no, I can do it. You may love a bit of adventure also at times. You're an explorer, a true explorer. You believe in exploration. Exploring more and more. Whatever is your field of work, you will go on exploring and exploring. And that is why you will do wonderful. You will do very well actually in your field of work. So yeah, So even if you are into job, you will have a desire to do something independently so that you can showcase or highlight your knowledge, your creativity, your intuition. So for that you may have a desire to do some independent venture also. You should do something of your own when you have Sagittarius in the 10th house of your D10. Alongside your job, you need to do something independently also. And Sagittarius is actually showing the path, guiding others. So you could be any sort of advisor, counselor, teacher, which I told you, even healer. And you can also be somebody who could be connected to the field of law also. You may be connected to the field of law if you have Sagittarius in the 10th house of your D10. So somehow the profession of law, because Sun and Jupiter, they are also connected to law and justice. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, which is Capricorn. What will happen when you have Capricorn? Capricorn in the 10th house of your D10. It is part of the Earth trine, the trine of materialistic pursuits. So you have to be hardworking, methodical, structured, goal-oriented in your approach to work, detail-oriented. Then you will get good results. Very disciplined. You must have certain goals for yourself. Certain professional goals you must set. And you have to work hard towards achieving those goals. When you have Capricorn in the 10th house of your D10, you want everything to be in order. So you want to work in a very systematic and orderly manner. Capricorn, find out how Saturn is placed in the chart. And also Mars, because Mars exalts in Capricorn. If these planets are more or less well placed, you will get good results, which I'll discuss. If they're not so well placed, then there'll be challenges also in your profession. So you need to do remedies then for Saturn and Mars. If they're more or less well placed, then definitely you will have a disciplined, structured, methodical approach to your work. Your profession could be connected to administration, even politics, because Capricorn is connected to public life, also public image. Now, Capricorn, so you could be in some big organization, you may work there, and in due course of time you may climb the ladder and you may find yourself in a very good position in the hierarchy of that organization, in the power hierarchy. And you may be into any sort of administration sector or organizational, big organization. That is a possibility. Capricorn is there, so you definitely have to be hardworking, and this is an earth sign. Capricorn is earth sign, and it is movable earth, cardinal earth. So your profession will be very important for you, because Capricorn itself is the sign of profession, work. Very practical, very grounded, very methodical in your approach to work you will be. You may also want to gain power and authority because of your work. That is possible. You may look upon your work as not just a means to gain wealth, but also as a means to gain power. So you may believe that gaining success in work will give me access to resources, wealth, and also to power. That's what you will believe. Power and authority. Capricorn is connected to analytical skills also. Analytical power. So you may use your analytical skills in your work, definitely, because it is part of the trine, no? Earth trine, where you have 2, 6, 10, Virgo, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So all these three signs, they are connected to analytical powers, the ability to analyze things. And Capricorn, no, this sign is actually what? This sign is also a little mysterious, because it is, look at the symbol, it is a sea goat. So half goat, half fish or crocodile. So it can stay on land, it can also stay in water. So very flexible also they can be, because movable earth. So it is on the one hand grounded, but on the other hand it is also aware of its ability to be flexible, because movable earth. So somehow they know how to navigate between what? The world of ideas, imagination, okay? The world of, the realm of ideals, the realm of intuition, and the world of reality, matter of fact reality. They know how to navigate between these two worlds, because water, sea goat. So goat is a land animal, and half goat and half fish. Fish is a water animal. Fish or crocodile, water animal. So water means intuition, creativity. They know how to use their intuition, their creativity to reach their material goals. They will make use of their intuition, of their creativity. They will tap into their intuition and creativity to achieve their material goals, their desire to gain wealth, resources in life, even power in life. So when you have Capricorn in the 10th house of your D10, such people will be great planners. The way they plan things, the way they organize things, no one else can do. So you could be into managerial positions also. You could be into managerial positions. You can be a wonderful manager also. You could be into architecture. When you have Capricorn in the 10th house of your D10, you could be into architecture, even engineering for that matter. Engineering, architecture. Okay, managerial roles, administration, even politics. So any sort of work wherein you need to engage yourself in planning out things meticulously and being systematic and goal oriented. So yeah, all these things we can say about Capricorn in the 10th house. And such people, they can also be very calculating, and their approach to work will be such that that will happen if again Saturn and Saturn is more or less well placed, and even Mars. Then they will have that ability to work in silence. Others will not even come to know what they are up to actually. And when they're done with what they wanted to do, and the results are already there, then everyone else can get shocked that Others may not have any clue how they achieved, whatever they did achieve. So no one will have any clue. So they can work in that way. Very silently, steadily, they move towards their goals, and finally they can end up shocking everyone out of their wits. It's possible. So it's not very easy to understand what exact approach such a person has towards their work, what they are planning. So only they know, because they can be very intuitive also, as I said. Look at the symbol. They will tap into their intuition and creativity to get material results. So that is Capricorn. Now let's move on to the next zodiac sign, Aquarius. Aquarius is again the sign which is connected to your elder siblings. Somehow your elder siblings may be connected to your work, or they may help you, they may be a source of inspiration. Aquarius is also a sign of social network. People in your social network or social media network in today's age, they may be engaged, they may be connected to your profession. Maybe you serve the people who are there in your social network. Possible. Your profession may be connected to technology, to social media technology also. Because Aquarius is connected to Saturn, Rahu, Aquarius, Uranus. Saturn, Rahu, Uranus, all the three planets are connected to Aquarius. So yeah. So that is why your profession may be connected to research, investigation, technology, scientific investigation and technology. You could be a scientist. You could be a social activist also, because Aquarius is a sign can make you a non-conformist. So you could be a social activist. You could be associated with big social welfare organizations, and you could be working for social causes, humanitarian causes. It's possible. Whatever you're working for, or whatever you're doing in life, you'll be very creative. You'll give a lot of importance to your own logical reasoning ability, your own ability to analyze things, your own ability to grasp things on the basis of your observation and understanding. You will rely on that. You have a scientific spirit in you, and you are very independent. You love your individuality, independence, freedom, and you want to express your creativity and individuality also. Your originality, you want that to come out through your work now. That is Aquarius in the 10th house of your D10. Aquarius is air sign, fixed air. Fixed air. Lot of ideas, lot of thoughts, but once you know that this is where I have to go towards, you can be very intelligent, and this is fixed air. So once you figure out that I have to gain knowledge in this particular field, then you will move towards it with fixed determination. No looking back. You could be a healer, occultist, astrologer. You could be in the occult sciences when you have Aquarius in the 10th house of your D10. You could be into healing. You could be into psychology also, a psychological counselor or healer. You can be an independent counselor when you have Aquarius in the 10th house of your D10. Independent counseling in any field, whether it is psychology, astrology, tarot, any field of occult, and so on. Aquarius, the symbol of Aquarius is the water bearer. The water bearer, yes. Aquarius is a symbol, again, which is shrouded in mystery. The symbol itself says, no, that it is a water bearer or water carrier. How much water is there, you don't know. And what actually that carrier holds in itself, you don't know. From the outside, it seems to be a water carrier, that's it. So Aquarius is shrouded in mystery. That is why such people can be very good at investigation, research. They can be a detective, they can be into secret agencies, intelligence department also, science and technology, as I mentioned, occult. Any field of research, investigation is good for you. When you have Aquarius, you could be into legal investigation. Any field of investigation is good for you. Investigation in the field of medical science, engineering, technology, any field, psychology, occult, and so on. So Aquarius is also connected to gains. So, but then it is part of the Kama Trikona. Kama Trikona means initially you have to make efforts and you have to have desire, ambition, but you have to make efforts. You have to go on making efforts. And then finally, you will end up fulfilling your desires. There will be wish fulfillment. Your ambition will be fulfilled. Your desires will be granted. And you will see growth, expansion, prosperity in life. That is Aquarius. You can gain a lot from your professional endeavors. Find out how Saturn is placed, even Jupiter for that matter, because in the 11th house of the Kalpurusha, where you have Aquarius, you have that house is connected to Saturn and Jupiter. So Saturn, Jupiter, also you need to find out how they are placed in your chart, and mainly Rahu and Uranus also find out. Then you will get a clue what sort of growth you will see in life because of your career. But if you are hardworking, if you are focusing on your knowledge, Aquarius is air sign, that is knowledge. If you are focusing on your knowledge, if you are focusing on your analytical powers, your ability to go to the depth of things and do research, investigation, and gain knowledge, and if you're ready to make efforts along a certain constructive direction, constructively, if you're ready to make efforts, and if you keep that fire of ambition alive within you, then you will be successful in your profession or career. No one can stop you, and sky is the limit for you. So yes, all these things we can say about Aquarius in the 10th house of D10. Now finally let's move on to what will happen when you have Pisces in the 10th house of your D10. Pisces, ruled by Jupiter. Also find out how Neptune is placed in your chart. And Pisces is also connected to to liberation, self-realization. Pisces is connected to the 12th house of the Kalpurusha, where you also have Saturn as the Karaka, significator. So find out how Saturn is also placed in your chart. Jupiter, Saturn, how they are placed, and even Neptune for that matter. If they are well placed, wonderful results. You move towards gaining knowledge, sharing your knowledge, you will get excellent results. Otherwise, you may have to do remedies for those planets. Now, Pisces, initially you could be confused about your profession. What should be my profession? Confusion may be there. But if you move towards knowledge, gaining knowledge, you will start getting good results. Pisces is connected to 12th house energy. 12th house energy in the chart of the cosmic man or Kalpurusha. 12th house energy is connected to, again, technology. It is connected to the occult sciences like astrology and so on. 12th house is connected to healing. 12th house is connected to meditation, yoga. It is also connected to languages, coding, not just technology, but coding, languages. Language, any sort of language that you may know or speak, is also a code. So 12th house, even 8th house actually. So 12th house, where you have the Pisces energy in the cosmic man's chart, is connected to any sort of coding. So you will do very well if you move towards coding, towards technology and so on. You will do very well if you move towards language, because language is also a code. You could be a language expert. Yes, 12th house is also connected to technology, even social media technology. You make use of social media technology to highlight your creativity, creative skills. You will get good results. Or to share your knowledge, you will get good results. Pisces is the sign of giving away, sharing knowledge, helping others out, forgiving others, letting go, sacrificing your happiness also for others' sake, being merciful, compassionate, kind-hearted, benevolent, generous. Be charitable. Whenever you gain money from your professional endeavors, make it a point to do some charity or help out the people with whom you are associated. Maybe your maid servant who's working at your house. You may be charitable towards your maid or domestic help. So in any way, help others and the downtrodden. Then you will get wonderful, because 10th house of D10 is not just profession, it's your karma also. You need to be engaged in charitable actions when you have Pisces in the 10th house of D10. Pisces, as I told you, is water sign, but again it is mutable water. Mutable. So when there is Pisces in the 10th house of D10, what approach such people will have towards their work, it's not very easy to know, because Pisces itself is the sign of mystery, secrecy. So very secretly they may do certain things in their professional life. They may not like to discuss with others much, but finally when people will come to know, they will be kind of taken aback by what they have achieved. So they have that capability of working in isolation, in solitude, connecting with their inner self and then finding their purpose in life. Because such people, they can be very intuitive and creative in their field of work. In their field of work, if they make use of their intuition, their creativity, they will get wonderful results. When you have Pisces in the 10th house of your D10. Any sort of creative field, you may have any sort of artistic skill, ability. Your profession may be connected to that. You can make use of your intuition. So you could be in the field of occult knowledge, even investment business or investment in the finance sector. Pisces is connected to investments. Also investments in stocks and shares. But for that matter, you need to find out how the 5th lord in your D1 chart is placed. So, because 5th house is the house of speculative business, so if it is well placed, then maybe you can go towards investments in stocks and shares also when you have Pisces in the 10th house of your D10. Because Pisces is connected to foreign lands, to traveling to foreign lands. Because of your profession, you may travel to foreign land. It's going to be good. Your profession, your career or your work may be associated with some foreign-based organization, some Christian missionary organization. It's very good actually. If your profession is somehow associated with foreign-based companies, it's very good. Any sort of foreign-based companies, Christian missionary organizations, it's very good for you. Yeah, so all these things we can say. When you have Pisces in the 10th house, you need to do sensible investments also. You have some karma attached to investments. Okay, so make sensible investments that will enable you to, gain in life, actually. So, and you could be into counseling, healing, occult, as I mentioned. You could be into psychology. You could be a psychologist, psychological counselor. You could be into coding. You could be a teacher. You could be into languages, a language expert. Or maybe you're doing either some research in the field of language, or maybe you're teaching language. Language or code is connected to Pisces. So yeah, all these things we can say. Technology, I already mentioned. Research, investigation, that is also connected to Pisces. Find out how Jupiter and Neptune are placed. You can be very creative. You can have great imaginative power, great power of imagination. You can be a great fictional writer. You could be a great dancer, or any sort of artistic abilities, even singing abilities. The ability to sing, to dance, the ability to write wonderful fiction. All of that, any of these creative abilities also you may have, and that may be definitely connected to your profession. Or whatever be your field of profession, you may be interested in creative fields. Pisces, for that matter, is also connected to photography. Yes. You may be interested in creating beautiful pictures. So photography is also an art. So any artistic ability falls within the purview of Pisces. So yes, friends, all that I wanted to say. And obviously any field of occult knowledge and psychology already mentioned. So I hope you found this Pisces in the 10th house of D10 interesting. So with this, I would like to now wind up and say that was my take on what will happen when all different signs are in the 10th house of your D10. All 12 signs from Aries to Pisces. When they will be in the 10th house of D10, what results you can expect regarding your career, regarding your profession. So all that I wanted to discuss today. If you want personal consultation, details are there in the video description. You can always get in touch with me. And friends, if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and hit the all notification bell so that you don't miss any interesting video on astrology. See you next time, friends. And before winding up, do not forget, you should always be charitable, kind, compassionate to the downtrodden, to the needy. Help them out in whatever way you can, and be kind to animals, birds and creatures, and be a vegetarian if possible. Okay, be compassionate to all animals, birds and creatures. See you next time, friends. Thank you.